If you were born in 1959 or 1960, this affects you directly, and it's one of the easiest Social Security facts to get wrong. Your full retirement age is the age when you can collect your full scheduled benefit without an early filing reduction. For most people, it's no longer 65, and it isn't a single number for everyone. It depends on the year you were born, and the gap between one birth year and the next can quietly change your monthly check for life. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the official chart, show you which age applies to your birth year, explain 2 small date rules that trip people up, and clear up why headlines claim the age changed this year. What full retirement age actually means. Let's be precise because the term causes confusion. Your full retirement age is the point at which you can receive 100% of your scheduled full benefit with no reduction for filing early. It's important to understand that this is not necessarily your highest possible benefit. If you wait past your full retirement age, you earn delayed retirement credits that raise your monthly amount until you turn 70. So, full retirement age is the no reduction mark, not the ceiling. The official chart, year by year. Here's the chart as the Social Security Administration publishes it. If you were born between 1943 and 1954, your full retirement age is 66. Born in 1955, it's 66 and 2 months. Born in 1956, 66 and 4 months. Born in 1957, 66 and 6 months. Born in 1958, 66 and 8 months. Born in 1959, it's 66 and 10 months. And if you were born in 1960 or any year after, your full retirement age is 67. Notice the pattern. From 1955 through 1959, each birth year adds 2 months. Those 5 years are the transition zone, where your age isn't a round number. If you were born in one of them, you can't just say 66 or 67 and be finished. You have a specific month attached to your age, and that month matters when you decide when to file. Why there isn't one answer. The reason the number keeps climbing goes back to 1983, when Congress passed a law to raise full retirement age gradually. It was never meant to happen all at once. It was spread across birth years, nudging the age up a few months at a time, so no single generation absorbed the whole shift. That gradual climb reaches 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later. No new law raised the age in 2026, and I'll come back to that point, because it's where the headlines go wrong. 2 small rules that change the answer. There are 2 date rules that sound like fine print, but can move you into a different birth year. The first is the January 1st rule. If you were born on January 1st, Social Security treats you as if you were born the previous year. So, someone born January 1st, 1960, is figured under the 1959 schedule, which means a full retirement age of 66 and 10 months, not 67. When you use SSA's birth year calculator, the agency actually instructs January 1st births to select the previous year themselves. The tool doesn't guess it for you, so that's one place to be careful. The second rule applies to anyone born on the 1st of any month. Social Security figures your benefit and your full retirement age as if your birthday were in the previous month. For most decisions, this is a minor adjustment, but if you're timing your application closely around a birthday, know that the agency may count you as reaching a given age a month earlier than you'd expect. These rules explain why 2 people who feel like they were born the same year can end up with different numbers. Why your number matters for claiming early. Your full retirement age is the anchor for the whole claiming decision. You can start Social Security as early as 62, but if you claim before your full retirement age, your monthly benefit is reduced for every month you're early. And because full retirement age moved up, the size of that early claiming reduction grew too. Here's the official example the agency uses. It's based on a hypothetical $1,000 full benefit, and it's SSA's illustration, not a prediction of your own check. If your full retirement age is 66, that's the 1943 through 1954 group, claiming at 62 reduces that $1,000 to about $750. That's a 25% cut, spread across 48 months of early filing. But if your full retirement age is 67, The 1960 and later group claiming at 62 reduces the same $1,000 to about $700. That's a 30% cut across a full 60 months. Same choice to file at 62. A bigger reduction for the younger birth years, simply because there are more months between 62 and their full retirement age. Your real numbers depend on your own earnings record. So treat the $700 and $750 as the mechanism, not your outcome. What permanent reduction does and doesn't mean. People often assume the early filing reduction reverses when you reach full retirement age. It generally does not. The reduction factor for filing early stays applied to your benefit. But that doesn't mean your payment can never rise, and it's worth understanding the difference. Your nominal payment can still go up for a few specific reasons. First, if some of your benefits were withheld because you kept working and earned over the retirement earnings test limit, Social Security recalculates your amount at full retirement age to give you credit for those withheld months. Second, if you keep working and a later year turns out to be one of your highest earning years, it can replace a lower year in the 35-year calculation and increase your benefit. Third, annual cost of living adjustments raise the dollar amount over time. None of those three erase the ordinary early filing reduction. They're separate adjustments layered on top. So, permanent refers to that early filing reduction factor, not to the idea that your check is frozen forever. Medicare. Age 65 is a separate box. Now a distinction that can genuinely cost you money. Your Social Security full retirement age has nothing to do with when you become eligible for Medicare. Most people first become eligible for Medicare around 65, and that hasn't moved. Your initial enrollment window runs 7 months, the 3 months before your 65th birthday month, that month, and the 3 months after. Keep Social Security and Medicare in separate boxes in your mind, because people assume the two ages rise together, and they don't. That said, Medicare timing has real exceptions, and getting them wrong triggers penalties. So here's the careful version. If you or your spouse are still working and you're covered by a qualifying employer group health plan based on that current employment, you may be able to delay Part B and later use a special enrollment period without a late enrollment penalty. For Part D prescription drug coverage, you can generally delay while you have coverage the government considers creditable, meaning at least as good as Medicare's. But be careful about the kind of coverage you have. COBRA and retiree coverage do not necessarily give you the same Part B protection as coverage based on current employment, and relying on them can leave you exposed to a penalty. There's a special warning for people using a health savings account. If you delay enrolling and then sign up later, premium-free Part A can take effect retroactively, up to 6 months back. Once you're enrolled in any part of Medicare, you can no longer contribute to an HSA. So that retroactive start can create a contribution problem if you didn't stop in time. And the penalties themselves are not automatic. The Part B and Part D late enrollment penalties apply only when their specific conditions are met, and they can last as long as you have that coverage. If you're working past 65 or juggling coverage types, this is a moment to confirm your situation on Medicare.gov before you assume anything. What is actually happening in 2026? You may have seen articles saying the full retirement age rises to 67 in 2026. That framing is misleading, even though there's a grain of truth in it. Nothing new was passed. This is the same 1983 schedule finishing its climb. Here's what's actually going on. Many people born in 1959 reach their full retirement age of 66 and 10 months during 2026. People born from January 2nd through December 31st, 1960, turn 66 during 2026, but they generally don't reach their full retirement age of 67 until sometime in 2027. And remember, the January 1st rule, someone born January 1st, 1960, is figured under the 1959 schedule. So they use 66 and 10 months, not 67. So, 2026 is a year of transition, not the year a new law took effect. If anyone tells you Congress just raised the retirement age this year, that's not accurate. How to confirm your own number? To pin down your exact full retirement age, go straight to the source. On SSA.gov, the retirement age calculator gives you your specific age by birth year. And if you were born January 1st, remember to select the previous year as SSA instructs. SSA also offers a newer full retirement age tool, so you may see more than one option. For your actual dollar figures, rather than the generic $1,000 example, create or log into your personal My Social Security account and use SSA's benefit estimate, which is built on your real earnings record and can reflect increases from later high-earning years. That's the difference between knowing the rule and knowing your number. If you're helping a parent or spouse, do this together. Find their birth year on the chart, confirm it against their My Social Security account, and make sure the full retirement age they've assumed for years is actually correct. It's a small check that can prevent a permanent claiming mistake. The short version. Full retirement age isn't one number anymore. It climbs from 66 for those born 1943 through 1954, up 2 months at a time through the late 1950s, and lands at 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later. The January 1st and 1st of the month rules can shift your exact age. Claiming at 62 permanently reduces your benefit, and that reduction is larger for younger birth years. Medicare's age of 65 is a separate matter with its own exceptions. And in 2026, some 1959-born people reach their full retirement age, while most 1960-born people won't reach theirs until 2027. No new law required. Find your birth year on the chart. Confirm it on ssa.gov, and you'll start your claiming decision from solid ground. I researched these official rules so you and your family can see what's real, who it affects, and what to check next.